biggest blunder many CS students are doing. They are heavily depending on ChatGPT, Notes, LM, Gemini, nothing but AI tools, especially for solving MCQ. I receive on an average 4 to 5 queries every day from students. Sir, ChatGPT is giving a different answer for this MCQ. And when I see that MCQ, that is so simple and pathetic. First of all, the framing itself is so bad. Again, I'll tell you one thing. ChatGPT and Notes LM, these are all various artificial intelligence tools which are fantastic, provided the person using the ChatGPT is even more smarter. Remember, you are always smarter than ChatGPT, but the point is you must know how to use them for MCQ. You are giving a very blatant and very fundamental prompts. What many students are doing, with this ChatGPT, how they are generating MCQs, they just post one concept. Some students are so negligent, so lazy, they directly post one for example, auditing, SA 705. Okay, modified opinion. Give me 5 MCQs on that. Array, ChatGPT will give very basic MCQs if you prompt like that. You know how ICAI generate MCQs? Like, see, I don't know exactly whether they follow this method or not, but when I see ICAI case scenarios, MTPs you take, case scenario booklet you take, first of all, tell me honestly, have you practiced that? No. Case scenario booklet of ICAI, 35 case studies they gave in every subject, in CA Inter and CA Final. And that too in CA Inter taxation, for GST 25 case studies, for income tax 25 case studies they gave. And you know how qualitative they are? Fantastic. I myself did 4 or 5 mistakes here in that. I am very confident in tax. I'm very super confident, but there are at least 10 points I learned when I'm solving them. You don't focus on that. And you want all shortcuts. MCQ, ChatGPT, Telegram groups, MCQs, all that. Array, compare. Open once that case scenario booklet which ICAI gives. Read the question. Out of 35, I can undoubtedly tell you at least 15 questions will be very challenging, ultra challenging MCQs were there. You open MTPs, at least 1 or 2 questions will be very challenging. And you are generating MCQs using ChatGPT, Notes LM, and what is the level at which that MCQ is? You may give a prompt, I want tough MCQ. It won't give tough. You know how to generate a very tough MCQ? For example, I think ICAI follows this particular framework. Multiple concepts inputs. For example, you take audit. I take SA 501, verification of inventory, for example. Inside that, what are the matters to be covered when auditor is attending physical inventory counting? That point I will take. Suppose if at all you are a tax student, I will take PGPP, section 32 depreciation, I will take that concept. Additional depreciation matter I will input. Depreciation explanations will be the actual cost, that also I will input. And I will generate some questions on that. Then I will see whether this question is okay or not. If I feel that question is very average and below average or just moderate, and I will re-input once again, I will change the prompt, make complications by using different actual cost, different all these explanations you use it. I will give a prompt, use explanation 8, explanation 5 and put a different date. Consider less than 180, more than 180. I will give a prompt so powerfully that a case study will be generated by ChatGPT will be more powerful. Simply you are copying section 32 and or copying some matter in audit book and then sending an image into the ChatGPT, generate 5 MCQs. That's an easy MCQ you get. That's not how ICAI develop MCQ. That's not how MCQs are developed in the case scenario book. They re-input. They input specific points. Less than 180 specific points, more than 180 specific points, manufacturing specific point. Consider all these elements, different installation date, different purchase dates. Now generate a question. The quality of ChatGPT output depends upon your prompt input. Do you have that much patience? If you want to sit and do all this, why are you studying then? You don't write for the next attempt. Go and write happily after 2-3 attempts so that you can do a full-fledged research on ChatGPT and Notes LM, give different prompts and generate MCQ. ICAI is already doing it. Case scenario booklet is wonderful already. So don't be pacified. Okay, you are satiated, like in the sense you're feeling so happy, like whatever ChatGPT MCQs, you're answering everything, you're feeling so happy. And at 2 or 3 places, it is giving different answer. You're just understanding why it is different answer. You're making yourself happy that, okay, I am very good at MCQs. No, never. First of all, I'm telling you, your ability to solve MCQs is primarily decided by how powerful and in-depth conceptual knowledge you have. The more conceptual and commendable you are on the subject, the easy it becomes MCQ. Remember, you don't solve MCQs, you don't learn subject, you don't learn MCQ solving by just solving a simple MCQs. Ultimately, your quality of answering MCQs, your quality of answering MCQs depends upon your strength, your strongness in the subject. Develop that subject. Practice ICAI case scenario booklet, which is best. I'm telling you, it's one of the best MCQs. I'm telling you, MTPs you solve, past exam question MCQs you solve. Only that you should avoid. Telegram MCQs, YouTube related MCQs, ChatGPT MCQs, avoid them. They are not this standard. Just cross verify with what I'm saying. Just cross verify what is there in the ICAI MCQ booklet and what is the standard at which you are practicing it generally. In Telegram channels or in, see, there might be some exceptions, I agree, okay, but predominantly what I notice in ChatGPT MCQs which students are generating, what many Telegram channels and YouTube post, community post, so what MCQs that they're posting are very simple and base level MCQs, very straight MCQs. That's not how ICAI will test. Realize, wake up. How long you'll be dumb like this? Understand the system. Always see ICAI book, always see case scenarios, see the level at which they're expecting and see the level at which you are practicing. Compare. You never do that comparison. And suddenly when you see an MCQ examination hall, it's completely different from what I practiced. So ICAI will always give a new MCQ. So I need to practice ChatGPT. No. You can't generate a qualitative question with a simple prompt. Suppose if I have to generate a MCQ on income tax depreciation itself, once again I'll tell you, I will input the concept of basic depreciation conditions. I will input additional depreciation concept. I will give input of explanation 1, explanation 2, like up to 13 explanations we have in 43. I will input them. I will input regarding this 10,000 rupees monetary limit is there, no capital expenditure not considered. I will input 35 scientific research asset used for so and so. I will give 5-6 inputs like this, and I will give a big question to it. I will give a big prompt to it, 4-5 lines prompt, what are all I want to test to the student, and then it will generate MCQ, which will be very qualitative. So do you think in ICAI they just put some section 30 to generate MCQ and they copy paste on the exam paper? No, they do like this. The paper evaluate, the paper setter will think like this. But what are you doing? What are you solving? How are you prompting the ChatGPT for MCQ? Worst prompt, useless prompt, simple basic prompt you're giving. That is where you're lacking. Understand the system first, then do it. And those of you who came directly to the end, just watch from the beginning, you will understand what I'm trying to tell. Whether you're a CA final student or CA inter student, don't be dumb. Don't be happy just because you're getting answers on Telegram MCQs, YouTube MCQs, ChatGPT MCQs. That's not how the standard at which ICAI asks. ICAI is asking at a very high level standard because their prompting is so tough. They take approximately for one MCQ, but setting one case study, they'll take at least 2 to 3 hours of time, or at least 1.5 hours of time to set one MCQ, to set one case study. Where 5 MCQs will be, the 5 questions will be at least 1.5 hours it takes. That kind of MCQ framing, I'm telling you, because I personally know. I generated certain MCQs just for my own understanding how ICAI is able to set that kind of qualitative MCQs. I tried different prompts and then it came. It took 1.5 hours for me to generate 5 MCQs with one case scenario of 20 lines. It's not that easy. Plain basic MCQs you will get. That's not how ICAI will give, no. So they consider these kinds of parameters. Since every one of you will understand, if I take income tax example, I took income tax depreciation example so that you understand, oh, this much level of research will go even though we are using ChatGPT. See, ChatGPT, what it is doing, it is just reducing the imaginary dates, that the drafting only ChatGPT is reducing. But the questions that paper setter want to test, the questions, that the complication at which the paper setter want to give the question, everything is decided by human only. That's why I made AI is best, only if human rectified. AI result we can't take as it is, we have to rectify it. Even we use for our own materials development, we use AI tools, all ChatGPT we use, but we don't copy paste it very as it is. The prompt we give is different. It's all multiple prompts we use. So please wake up. And also share it to everybody else, whoever is practicing MCQs from YouTube post or Telegram post or WhatsApp channels or whatever. Okay, so don't do this mistake. And don't be happy, don't get satisfied that you're solving every MCQ, so you're good at concepts. That concept is very fundamental concept which they're testing. But the concept at which ICAI is asking is bit advanced. MCQs you can become perfect not by practicing MCQs, but by being commandable on the concepts. The more commandable you are on the concepts, the better you solve MCQ. That's it.